Today I made some jelly prints using 9 different colors of Oops paint. This is just interior latex paint that I got off of the cheap Oops rack at the hardware store. Different finishes, different colors, and you can see they don't really go together. But in the end, they came out kind of cool looking. Just the combination of the colors just happened to end up looking, to me, kind of like an old tapestry. That's what they reminded me of. I did lots of different prints in different ways, using mostly book pages and magazine pages, and just recycled stuff. No, none of that pretty, pristine white cardstock like Patty Tolly Parish uses, because yeah, my prints are messy. I like them messy. You can see that underneath my jelly plate I have a piece of glass that I got out of a frame. I buy frames at thrift stores a lot, and most of the time I don't need the glass that comes with it, so I have a drawer full of frame glass. So I just got a piece of it and I put duct tape around it because, Patty did that, so I just assumed that's what I'm supposed to do. And that's what I use under my jelly plate because Patty said so. Oh, I did use a plain piece of paper. I forgot about that. That's a piece of kind of a linen finish paper that was a misprint from a stationery shop. I use it a lot for just drop paper or cleanup paper type things. Some of these papers had already been doodled on or printed on, painted on. I just grab random paper, doesn't matter. Don't worry, at the end I'll give you a close-up of some of these prints that you can't really see when I pull them up because I do it too fast. A lot of these papers I just did several different stencils on the same paper, and after they were dry I cut them apart, because this one's got like 5 square stencils on it. So I just, when it was dry, cut around each stencil and gave me a smaller piece to use. And I have been doodling over some of the finished pages too, because I really like that. I love doodling over jelly prints. Because, you've already got a pattern to follow, and then you can just add colors or fill in spaces or whatever. That's a good creating on the couch, trademark Claudia Rossi technique. I love doing that. I'm so easily entertained. Yeah, I don't really clean my plate much in between prints. I do when I'm done. I clean it really good, but in between prints, nah, just let it go. The circles on that paper to the right, I did that. I laid down those little foil tops that come on yogurt. So I saved some of my yogurt lids for that. And I was in my art room from 11:30 in the morning until 6:30 at night. And like I forgot to eat. I was in there all day. So naturally I edited out a whole lot of footage. You didn't get to see everything, but these are some of the ones that I thought you might enjoy seeing. That one's one of my favorites to trace around. So I love to doodle around each of the little honeycomb shapes. Oh, that is a texture sponge foam thing. I don't even remember what that thing's called. But it's one of those where you can, warm it up with your heat gun and then press something into it and it will hold that shape, that impression. But I just use it for sponging paints sometimes. Yeah, old book pages, not the best idea. You can see that some of them came away in pieces. That's alright. I don't use a whole lot of, like text and numbers and stuff on my jelly prints because I get really confused as to which direction I'm supposed to lay the stencil down. They always turn out backwards. So, because of that fact, I just tend to avoid those kinds of things usually. It's just too taxing on my brain. Of course, it doesn't really matter, the way that I do them. It's not that big of a deal, but, still. Last night, Jason and I were watching Orange is the New Black. We've made it through about half of this new season so far. We'll probably watch the other half today or tomorrow. And while we were sitting there watching TV, I was doodling on some of these prints, and also I cut a whole bunch of them out into flowers using that technique that I showed on the video 1 or 2 videos ago where I made the flowers out of deli paper. Yeah, I just cut them like that, and they're just making some really pretty flowers. I'm using some markers to add, little outlines and doodles here and there, but they're turning out really good. I'm really liking these deli print flowers, random doodle whatevers. And there I just sprayed a little bit of water on that paint that was left, and then this print that I'm about to do right now is one of my favorites. And I don't really give you a good view of it, but it just came out all mottled and fabulous. I really, really like this stencil. Even though it has letters on it, it's that weird kind of, it doesn't really say anything. It's I don't know, what is that? What is that, Latin? Whatever. Anyway, because of the nature of it, it doesn't quite bother me so much when I get it backwards. And I do, every time. Some of these paints were flat finish. In fact, I think most of them were flat. Some were satin, and I think there was one eggshell. So they were all different finishes. And I found that I was fine with any of them. Didn't really matter. If I did fussy jelly printing, it might make a difference, but As you can see, I don't do fussy prints. I really like collagey looking prints. Just a hint of a print. That's what it is, a hint of a print. This really made me want more stencils. In fact, I cut a new one last night. I found it's a cool face image on DeviantArt that was available for free download, and I cut it out and played with it a little bit. Oh, I love it. So it's really made me want to cut more stencils. I may do that this afternoon. I don't have very many of these full-size stencils like this. I think I only have 3 or 4. So that's why you see me using the same ones over and over again, which I'm fine with. I'm glad to have them. I had some coffee filters laying around, and it was that I wonder what would happen if, and there was some coolness that happened. They actually print quite well.